Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem. Please be seated. Before he leaves the room, I want to acknowledge our piper, Sean McEwen. This is a large group to pipe in, and we stopped twice for a little bit of Ventolin, but otherwise that was really quite heroic, Sean. Thank you. Bienvenue à la Collation des grades du Collège des médecins de famille du Canada. Je m'appelle Cal Gutkin. Je suis le directeur général de notre collège. I would like to begin this evening by introducing to you our platform party for our Convocation and Awards ceremony. In the second row to my extreme right, and if you could all rise and remain standing, and if you could reserve your applause until all have been introduced, is Dr. Pierre-Paul Taillé, the chair of our Family Medicine Forum Advisory Committee, Dr. Miriam Boyat, the chair of our college's section of teachers, Colonel Andrew Downs, representing the Canadian Forces Medical Services Group, Dr. Nick Busing, the president and CEO of the Association of Faculties of Medicine of Canada, Ms. Jan Kaspersky, the CEO of the Ontario College of Family Physicians, Dr. Frank Martino, president of the Ontario College of Family Physicians, Dr. Simon Moore, president of the Canadian Association of Interns and Residents, Ms. Robin Clouston, president of the Canadian Federation of Medical Students, Dr. Bram de Klerk, president of the Society of Rural Physicians of Canada, not here, okay. Dr. Miriam Beebe, recipient of the Irwin Bean Award for 2012, Dr. Melissa Welsh, recipient of the Bob Robertson Award for this year, Dr. Mary Beth DeRoche, recipient of the Bob Robertson Award for 2011. Dr. Jeffrey Kane, the president of the American Academy of Family Physicians. In the front row, beginning to my extreme right, Dr. Daniel Ostergaard, the vice president of Health and Public and Interprofessional Activities of the American Academy of Family Physicians and president of the World Organization of Family Doctors, North American Region, and to receive honorary membership in our college this evening. Ms. Judy McCracken, past executive assistant in the executive department of our college, an honorary membership to be received this evening. Dr. Vivian Ramsden, associate professor and director of the research division of the Department of Academic Family Medicine at the University of Saskatchewan, and an honorary member as of this evening. Dr. Marshall Godwin, recipient of the Family Medicine Researcher of the Year Award. Dr. Ivy O. Anderson, recipient of the D.I. Rice Award. Dr. Deanne Clavet, the recipient of a D.I. Rice Award. Dr. Peter McKean, recipient of the Jean-Pierre Depin Award. Dr. Walter Rosser, the W. Victor Johnson Orator. Dr. Rob Boulay, CFPC Past President. Dr. Sandy Buckman, CFPC Immediate Past President. Dr. Marie-Dominique Boyot, CFPC President. Ladies and gentlemen, your platform party. I would like to also introduce to you as a group another distinguished, I almost said extinguished. I'm thinking a lot of my own career and where it's going right now. We have several of our national past presidents seated in the front row here. Could you please all rise and be recognized? And with them as well, some of our very important chapter presidents, one of whom is on the stage, and Frank, you could rise with them. Could our chapter presidents who are here this evening please rise? C'est avec grand plaisir que nous souhaitons la bienvenue à nos collègues, à leurs familles et à leurs amis pour rendre hommage à ceux qui recevront la certification du collège, la désignation de fellow ou de membre à vie, et plusieurs autres prix spéciaux. This evening is a very special time. Each year in the cycle of this college, we celebrate at the time of our convocation and awards ceremony those who have achieved the standard that we have set for Canada for family medicine, for the specialty of family medicine. Tonight, and for much of this week, we celebrate learning, the commitment to the pathway which in our discipline leads to certification and fellowship, and then the maintenance of them. These are special designations that the individuals who fill the center of this room have worked hard to achieve. And those of you who have achieved them are going to be celebrated tonight. But you have to remember one thing. The certification that you have earned is not forever unless you maintain it. And maintenance of certification is part of the agreement between us and you, that you will maintain this certification with a commitment to lifelong learning and to your commitment through this college, which has the responsibility of providing that. That's not really a problem for us. The overwhelming majority, well over 95% of those who have certification, maintain it with no problem. Some people forget once in a while and we have to help them, but most people want to do it. Everybody wants to learn, everybody wants to keep up. But this isn't just a one-time thing, even though it's a significant achievement. So why do we do all this learning? From where does this passion spring? Is it just for self-satisfaction? President John F. Kennedy said, "Let us think of education as the means of developing our greatest abilities, because in each of us there is a private hope, a private dream, which fulfilled can be translated into benefit for everyone and greater strength for our nation." While we have many challenges before us, opportunities abound with advanced technology and with the challenges of caring for an aging and growing population. Our registrations at our Family Medicine Forum this week, a total of over 5,000 attendees, residents, students, family physicians, other health professionals, tell us that our future is strong. Canadians, the people that we're all learning all this stuff for, because we want to serve them. We want to provide the services to the best of our ability, ultimately to ensure that they have the best in the way of prevention, maintenance of wellness, and treatment of problems that come along. Canadians consistently report how highly they value having a family doctor. We are actually blessed in this country, despite things that come along and that you see in the newspapers and that there are tensions and challenges. People in this country repeatedly, not just telling us with private college polls, but telling pollsters who are doing this publicly, repeatedly, consistently indicate how highly they value having a family physician. And one of the greatest problems over the last decade or more has been for everybody to have a family doctor. The research evidence tells us, from Barbara Starfield and many others, that populations that have access to family physicians have the best health outcomes. there's evidence that there's something about having a personal family doctor and having that continuous relationship, the provision of care and the coordination of care through the rest of the healthcare system, that actually produces better health outcomes, the best health outcomes. We also know, in the generation we're living in, that family doctors by and large can't do it alone. We have colleagues in some particularly smaller communities, rural and remote, who we have to support to the utmost, and we have to get family doctors out to these great communities to live in, but some of them still work alone. But by and large, the trend across the country is to work with others, whether they're in the same physical facility as you or they are in the neighborhood, in the community, in the next community. We must have teams. We must have team-based care. Everyone should have a personal family physician, but that family physician should be part of a team. That team can include nurses, other health professionals, and very importantly, colleague physicians, colleague family physicians. We have family physicians who have special skills in certain areas. They should work together with their other colleagues who have different special skills to provide the patient at the center with that full basket of comprehensive care that defines family medicine. There's actually never been a time in our history with greater opportunity for family doctors to contribute to the health and well-being of the people of this nation. This entire week that we are in is dedicated to focusing on the values and rewards of being a family doctor, on the kinds of things that make the role of family physicians, other specialists, and other healthcare professionals more important than it has ever been. We, you, all of us in family medicine are wanted and needed. Le moment est propice pour refaire la pleine d'énergie et retrouver l'esprit qui nous anime lorsque nous choisissons la pratique familiale pour se rappeler à quel point c'est un privilège d'être médecin de famille au Canada. So what we celebrate tonight is the commitment to the values which make family medicine the unique specialty that it is. From the highest quality patient care to compassion and understanding, to the relevance and importance of competence, knowledge, skills, and relationships. We recognize this evening those who embody the best in family medicine by being outstanding examples of the 4 principles of family medicine that are a hallmark of this College of Family Physicians of Canada. You before us here tonight are skilled clinicians, honoring the patient-doctor relationship at the center of all you do, delivering care as part of a community of healthcare providers, being committed to lifelong learning, and seeking the evidence which will enable you to be a trusted and valuable resource to your patient population. Ce soir, nous rendons hommage à ceux qui donnent vie à la devise de notre collège. L'étude est notre force. In study lies our strength. Those of you receiving certification, fellowship, life membership, and awards represent our leadership. And perhaps with those receiving certification today at this time, represent leadership not only today, but for tomorrow. Leadership that will mark the future of family medicine and of healthcare in this country. Honored guests, certificates, fellows, honorees, ladies and gentlemen, il me fait plaisir d'annoncer que le Dr. Walt Rosser de Kingston, Ontario a été choisi pour recevoir le prix W. Victor Johnson pour cette année. I'm pleased to present at this time the 2012 recipient of the W. Victor Johnson Award, Dr. Walter Rosser. How about that, Walt? Of Kingston, Ontario. Walter, would you please rise and just step forward? Just a couple of steps, that's fine, that's good. Ce prix honoré la mémoire de Dr. Victor Johnson, premier directeur général du Collège des médecins de famille du Canada, de 1954 à 1965. Recipients of this award, the W. Victor Johnson Award, most of whom aren't named Walter Rosser Johnson, are renowned Canadian or international family physicians who have made outstanding leadership contributions to the discipline of family medicine in Canada or abroad. The honoree is invited to present the W. Victor Johnson Oration at the CFPC's annual Convocation ceremony in honor of W. Victor Johnson, who was the first executive director of this college. Walt Rosser was awarded certification in our college in 1970, fellowship in 1981, and became a life member of the college just very recently. He served as chair of our section of researchers from 2003 to 2005 and was president of the Ontario College of Family Physicians in 1998-99. He graduated from Queen's University in 1967, was recruited as head of family medicine at McMaster University in '86, and then became chair of family and community medicine at the University of Toronto, and then became Queen's University chair of family medicine in 2001. He actually achieved a hat trick in family medicine. Dr. Rosser has worked to develop and influence policy and guidelines that affect the environment in which family physicians practice. His efforts have been dedicated to making family medicine more conducive to research and to promoting the application of that research to practice. He has influenced the development of practice-based research networks worldwide. In 2003, Dr. Rosser received the Morris Wood Award from the North American Primary Care Research Group, and in 2005 was appointed a Fellow of the Canadian Academy of Health Science. In January 2007, he was acknowledged as the Global Family Doctor of the Month by the World Congress of General Practice, and in 2011 invested as a member of the Order of Canada. Dr. Rosser is Professor Emeritus, Department of Family Medicine, Queen's University, and continues to work as a family physician as well as pursuing his passion for primary care research. He currently serves as chair of the Research Committee of the Canadian Primary Care Sentinel Surveillance Network, Canada's first multi-disease electronic record surveillance system, a program that our college is particularly proud of being a huge part of. It is my privilege to ask our President, Dr. Marie-Dominique Beaulieu, to present the 2012 Victor Johnson Award to Dr. Walter Rosser.
Honored guests, members of the board, certificates, fellows, life members, the honorees that we have here, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I'm not like President Obama right now, who can script almost everything perfectly. I'm also not, don't have any teleprompters, so as a result, I have to read from my notes. It's with great pleasure that I've been asked to give the W. Victor Johnson Memorial Lecture. It's particularly important that I have been asked to give the lecture to all new certificates, and especially for my own residents, some of whom are here. I have a great deal of admiration for anyone that gets into medicine, because it's only about 3 to 5% of people that get into medicine to begin with. And then those who have come through the International Medical Graduate System have made tremendous sacrifices to be here as well. All of you have achieved certification examination, and most have probably begun to practice. All who have achieved certification come from a very long tradition that was first recognized in the early times between 1294 and 1269. Uni, who was a physician, was recognized in Egypt for his distinguished service to the king, and with a necklace known as the Gold of Valor, can be seen at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. Hippocrates has provided an oath which many of us have taken. During his time between 460 and 370 BC, he developed in the island of Kos a major medical center which brought people from across the Mediterranean. I was fortunate enough to visit Kos with a meeting sponsored by the College of Family Physicians of Canada. And we visited his serpentarium, and we visited his other healing approaches that he used. We also saw the tree, which has descended from the original tree which he taught under and from which the oath was first said. More recently, a great Canadian physician, William Osler, born in Dundas, Ontario, declared that practice of medicine is an art, not a trade, a calling, not a business, and a calling in which your heart will be exercised equally with your head. The College of Family Physicians of Canada was founded in 1954. At that time, there was a sense that physicians would soon be all specialists and family medicine would disappear. Reading some of Dr. Victor Johnson's book, Practicing in a Small Rural Community in the early 30s and 40s, suggested very hard work in difficult circumstances. The main method of getting from the road into a farmhouse was by sleigh. Much of the payment of physicians at that time was by barter, such as chickens, cheese, vegetables. When I was 7 years old, I made a visit to my uncle, who was a country family physician. And because he was given cheese for that visit, I became a great fan of cheese myself. This was definitely a calling that our modern era would not really survive. Dr. Johnson was the first executive director of the College of Family Physicians of Canada, and he started off with several hundred GPs at the very first meeting of this group, which is now thousands. He was aided by the Canadian Medical Association, which has evolved into an organization which is improving practice through education. Dr. D.I. Rice was the second executive director of the college, and he saw the certification exam starting in 1999 with 7 participants. Dr. Rice wrote me a letter in 1968 suggesting that I could experience a wonderful career in family medicine, which I certainly have. By 1970, most medical schools had a division of family medicine, and the first full department was being at the University of Toronto, and Dr. Ian McQuinney was appointed the first chair in family medicine in Canada at Western University. Over many years, his writing and his humanitarian spirit has made a remarkable contribution to our discipline. Unfortunately, he died recently. Dr. Rice saw considerable growth with several thousand members in the early 1980s, and every school had a department of family medicine or a division of family medicine. A great achievement was the Canadian Medical Association, after a detailed survey was done across the country, found that family medicine was best served by a 2-year residency program rather than the traditional 1-year rotating internship. This was a final testimony that colleges and programs were successful, resulting in most licensing bodies needing licensure, or you had to complete certification before licensure. Reg Perkin was the third executive director and saw great changes in family medicine, since licensure was now required for certification. This step greatly enhanced the status of family medicine, making it more attractive to new graduates. Throughout my career, Reg has been a mentor from the time I first met him in 1968. He's been a real inspiration to me. I'm glad that he's here with us tonight. And I would strongly recommend that you get a mentor in your career, because they are a tremendous help to you. Cal Gutkin has been the person bringing family medicine into a leadership role, with nearly 40% of medical graduates in the CARMS match joining him, or at least giving family medicine the largest departments in medical schools and in most medical schools. His leadership has brought many new programs to the college, including the Family Medicine Forum, which we have just experienced. and he's also increased the role of the college in national research and many other activities. These achievements have been accomplished with a commitment of thousands of volunteer hours over more than 56 years of the members of this organization in each of the 10 chapters. We hope that you will add your volunteer hours in the coming years for the future of family medicine. All of these leaders have felt very strongly that professionalism is an essential part of family practice. Wilkinson established 5 criteria to answer the question as to what is professionalism. The first was the adherence to ethical practice principles, which included honesty, integrity, and confidentiality. The second was effective interaction with patients, with people that were important to the patient, which includes courtesy, empathy, and being respectful. The third was to have an effective interaction with other people working in the healthcare team, which includes teamwork, patience, and protecting professional integrity. The fourth was reliability, which includes accountability, punctuality, and to be organized. The fifth and final commitment is for the continued improvement of competence, which includes lifelong learning, seeking feedback, and reflectiveness. Wilkinson commented that the need for continuing improvement is probably the most important of these. Dr. Michael Yeo thinks that professionalism is a state of mind. It's an attitude where you assume the particular role. You put aside your own identity, and as an example, if you don't like a patient, you still have to put aside your identity to deal with that situation. The Canadian Medical Protective Association states that the elements of professionalism include clinical competence, responsiveness, engagement, and integrity. These obligations have been present for centuries and remain the pillars of our profession, which includes passion and integrity. The years of training are now to be put to the test, and I hope that you will be able to live by these standards. The current president of the Canadian Medical Association, Dr. Reid, who was here earlier in the week, but I don't believe is with us today, made the statement that many physicians have strayed from the essence of what it is to be a healer, and thus we've lost our identity as a physician. It is hoped that you will maintain the strong traditions of the past and continue in a life as a healer, being part of our great profession. It's a great honor to be asked to give this I mixed up the Johnson Award. And I also want to thank my family and my wife, who has been a tremendous support through my career. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Walter. It's now my pleasure to present this year's recipients of the Donald I. Rice Award. This award is named in the memory of the late Donald I. Rice, the Executive Director of the College of Family Physicians of Canada from 1965 to 1985. It recognizes outstanding family physician members for their contributions to teaching, their vision, and their leadership in the discipline of family medicine. This year, we are recognizing 2 outstanding family physicians as co-recipients of the D.I. Rice Award. I would ask Drs. Deanne Clave and Ivy O. Anderson to please rise and step forward. Dr. Deanne Clave joined the CFPC in 1979, became a certificate in 1980, and was awarded fellowship in 2000. After obtaining a family medicine degree from Laval University in 1980, Dr. Clave conducted the first 4 years of her medical practice in the Magdalene Islands region, a remote area of the province of Quebec. Since that adventure, she's been involved as a clinical teacher in a family medicine unit, the first in Quebec City and subsequently in Sherbrooke. Dr. Clave became a member of the college in 79, and as I mentioned, obtained her certification in 80. Après avoir terminé sa formation en médecine familiale à l'Université Laval, Dr. Clavé a pratiqué la médecine aux îles de la Madeleine pendant 4 ans. Elle a par la suite œuvré comme enseignant clinicien dans une unité de médecine de famille à Quebec. Dr. Clavé is a professor at the Faculty of Medicine et des Sciences de la Santé at the University of Sherbrooke. From 1998 to 2004, she was also the Family Medicine Residency Program Director, and from 2008 to 2011, Chair of the Section of Teachers of the College of Family Physicians of Canada. Currently, Dr. Clavé is the Director of the Centre for Health Sciences Education and Assistant Dean in Educational and Professional Development at the University of Sherbrooke. Dr. Clavé is regularly involved nationally and internationally as a consultant and speaker on faculty development themes. Dr. Ivy O. Anderson joined the College of Family Physicians of Canada in 1991, achieved certification in 1993, and fellowship in 2004. She is an associate professor and clinician investigator with the Department of Family and Community Medicine at the University of Toronto. She's practiced and taught family medicine at Toronto Western Hospital since 1997. As a proud member of our college, she has participated with a number of committees, including the Accreditation Committee. She has served as a CFPC board member, member of the Section of Researchers and Section of Teachers, and chaired the Section of Teachers Executive of our college. Currently, as the Associate Director of Academic Family Medicine in our college, she leads the implementation of the renewed postgraduate family medicine education curriculum in Canada, known as the CCC Competency-Based Curriculum. Dr. O. Anderson est actuellement directrice associée au département de médecine familiale universitaire au CMFC et dirige la mise en œuvre du nouveau cursus sur l'éducation postdoctorale en médecine familiale, connu sous le nom de cursus CCC. Passionate about enhancing the education provided to health professional learners, Dr. O. Anderson's main scholarly area has been in curriculum development and research related to interprofessional and competency-based education. She has a prolific track record publishing, presenting, and acquiring research grants. She grounds her scholarly pursuits on her experiences gained as a family physician, family medicine educator, family medicine educational researcher, and CFPC administrator. It is my privilege to ask our leadership to present the 2012 Donald I. Rice Award to Drs. Deanne Clavé and Ivy O. Anderson. Pose for the picture.
Je suis fière et honorée d'être co-récipiendaire du prix Donald Rice 2012. Comme vous avez entendu tout à l'heure, lorsqu'il était directeur du collège, Dr. Rice était très préoccupé d'assurer une éducation de haut niveau pour tous les futurs médecins de famille. On peut dire qu'il a été en quelque sorte le père du cursus spécifique pour la médecine de famille. For me, this award is the recognition of the important and amazing collaboration Ivy and I have established to increase the links between the section of teachers and different structures and groups in the college to ensure a high-level dialogue about medical education and the training of future family physicians. I will now continue this work by doing what I do best, meet with the preceptors, the ground-level faculty developers, and the residents to make sure that competency-based education makes sense for everyone. It will be a real pleasure to undertake this new collaboration with Ivy, where we will deliver a coherent message about CCC competency-based curriculum across Canada, and this both in French and in English. Je vous remercie sincèrement de me faire confiance pour cette prochaine étape. Je vous souhaite à tous une excellente soirée et ce sera un plaisir de vous rencontrer à nouveau à Vancouver l'an prochain. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. C'est un grand plaisir pour moi to accept this Donald I. Rice Award. I am humbled, I'm honored, and excited to share this award with Dr. Clevey. She is a colleague that I have the most profound respect and have learned so much from. Merci. Together, we have shared a vision and passion for elevating the role of family medicine teachers within the college. Family medicine teachers are critical to the future of our discipline, shaping the family physicians of tomorrow and helping our current practitioners adapt to the changing needs of our communities. Through the opportunities afforded by us to speak across the country, I hope we will be able to reinstill, reinvigorate, and rejoice in our choice of family medicine. I call these the 3 R's. I'm proud to be a family physician, a family medicine teacher, a family medicine researcher, a family medicine administrator, and indeed a family medicine advocate. All of who I am is made possible by those who support me. So to my colleagues at Toronto Western Hospital, the Department of Family and Community Medicine at the University of Toronto, my parents, my husband, Peter, my daughter, Allie, I dedicate this award to you. Thank you for sharing your time with me, with others whom I serve. Sometimes it's hard to understand why I have to give up some mummy time, but that time is being used for good work. Merci beaucoup.
It is my pleasure to present now the recipient of the 2012 Jean-Pierre Depin Award. This award is presented annually to a college member who has been identified as an outstanding advocate and public spokesperson for family medicine, family physicians, and their patients. Ce prix est nommé à la mémoire de Dr. Jean-Pierre Depin, président de CMFC de 1995 à 1996 et président du conseil d'administration de la Fondation pour la recherche et l'éducation de 1999 à 2000. Our 2012 J.P. Depin Award recipient is Dr. Peter McKean from Kensington, Prince Edward Island. Dr. McKean, please rise. Dr. Peter McKean joined our college in 1981, earned his certification in family medicine in 1983, and was awarded fellowship in our college in 1999. Peter grew up in Montreal, where he obtained his Bachelor of Science with honors degree at McGill University. In 1981, he obtained his MD cum laude from Dalhousie University. He completed his first year of family practice residency at the University of Toronto, North York General Site, and then went to Dalhousie to complete his residency training for his final year. He is a Master's of Clinical Science candidate at Western University. For almost 30 years, Dr. McKean has worked at Prince County Hospital in Summerside, PEI. He is currently the research coordinator of the PEI site of the Dalhousie Family Medicine Residency Program. In addition to his rural family practice, Peter has enjoyed teaching medical students and residents. Over the last 20 years, Dr. McKean has served in several leadership positions at Prince County Hospital, including being a member of the Medical Advisory Committee, Chief of Family Practice, Chief of Staff, and Chair of the Quality Improvement Committee. Dr. McKean was involved with our college nationally from 1991, and in 2004 served as until 2004, and he served as our national president in 2002-2003. Throughout his career, he has met with most PEI health ministries. In 1995, he was part of the delegation to Finland, where they discovered the secret of the cost-efficient public health system in that country. He is one of our great leaders in our college at both the provincial and national levels, a down-to-earth, friendly, smart guy who has inspired many to be in and stay in family medicine. It is my privilege to ask our president, Dr. Marie-Dominique Beaulieu, to present the 2012 J.P. Depin Award to Dr. Peter McKean.
My wife also told me I should not ad-lib, use notes, otherwise she'd kill me. Merci, Dr. Beaulieu et Dr. Gutkin. Chers amis, je suis très heureux de recevoir cet honneur spécial, un honneur qui porte le nom d'un collègue important. I'm very honored to receive such an award, especially as it bears the name of such an esteemed colleague. I accept it with humility and with the understanding it's actually shared with thousands of family doctors from across the country, those who go that extra mile beyond their clinical work in order to make healthcare better for all Canadians. I well remember that day in 1997. I received a phone call from Jean-Pierre Depin. He was inviting me to be on the national executive of the college. I was sure he had dialed the wrong number. However, he reassured me there was not a mistake, and looking back, that call would be one of the most life-changing moments of my professional career. I could tell you about the myriad leadership activities which I observed Jean-Pierre carry out during the period when I knew him, but we'd be here all night. However, I'll mention one of them. It was during a college retreat. We were discussing many possible models of primary care. He stood up and clearly articulated an image of what an ideal model might look like and the role of the family physician in that model. Basically, he was referring to the medical home as we now know it. His vision occurred close to 2 decades before the current formal discussions of said model. En l'année 2002, j'ai eu l'opportunité de traverser le pays dans mon rôle de président national du Collège des médecins de famille du Canada. During that year, I met a veritable dream team of family doctors, ones who were using their skills in many different ways to make the health of Canadians better. Qu'est-ce que Jean-Pierre dirait s'il était ici ce soir? What might he say to you, bright, newly graduated family physicians? It might go something like this. A strong primary care base has long been shown to lead to the best population health outcomes. Graduating today, you are the most highly trained frontline health professionals of the primary care system. You have the highest level of understanding of the whole patient, the big picture. You are the specialists of primary care. That makes you individuals whom governments, healthcare managers, allied health professionals, and most importantly, the people of Canada want to meet with and hear from. Seize on this opportunity, not for self-gain, but as Jean-Pierre and so many others have done, become part of that dream team. Go that extra mile. Beyond the excellent clinical work that you will already be providing to make things better. Whether it be finding ways to make the medical home work more efficiently, being involved in teaching residents and medical students, creating new knowledge through research, meeting with ministries of health and other health managers, connecting directly with the public, get involved with the college. Be forward-thinking and actively promote those ideas and strategies which will foster the best health for your patients, for your community, and for all Canadians. Encore un gros merci pour cet honneur. Thank you for this honor.
Thank you, Peter. The College of Family Physicians of Canada is proud each year to consider individuals for honorary membership. This is an honor that is awarded to individuals of distinction who are not family physicians in Canada, whether or not they are graduates of medicine, but who've made outstanding contributions to our college, to the discipline of family medicine, the health system, the health and well-being of the population, or the support for all that we stand for. The first of these awards this year, I'm pleased to present to Mrs. Judy McCracken. Judy, would you please rise? This award is being presented to Judy in recognition of her many years as the heart and soul of our college staff, of her tireless support for our executive committee, our board, our members, her commitment and loyalty to the organization and its leaders, and the numerous contributions she's made and impact she's had on reminding us always of the value of being a family doctor and the importance of keeping patients first in all that we do. Judy joined the college's staff in 1992 as a secretary in the administration department, was promoted to administrative coordinator, and worked her way up to becoming the executive assistant to me as the CEO of the college in 1997. She made a huge contribution to our college through her hard work, endless high energy, and positive attitude. She worked closely with our executive committee and board of directors, as well as with the staff in all of our departments, committees, and sections. For each group and individual, she dedicated her time and quality work with heartfelt passion. She's had the ability to make every person, each and every person, feel special and secure in the knowledge that their request was her priority. Judy organized the most complex projects and ensured that the individuals she supported had everything they could possibly need to excel at their jobs. Never one for the spotlight, Judy thrived as a behind-the-scenes organizer who made others shine, the catalyst of their light. She retired from the college in December 2011. There's no one in my 17 years in the college that contributed more to what my work was and my priorities were, and that made things possible for me to carry out my work. And that meant doing that for all of our staff, all of our directors, everyone that I had to work with, all of our members, all of our executive and board leaders. Judy was an essential, truly right arm to me as the CEO. She was an advisor, she guided me, and she was a great friend. It is my privilege to ask that our leadership of the college present honorary membership in the college to Judy McCracken. That was the first time in 17 years I've had to direct Judy to do something.
I am absolutely thrilled to accept honorary membership in the College of Family Physicians of Canada. Over the past 20 years, the CFPC staff, especially those I worked most closely with, the members of the Executive Committee and Board of Directors, have become my second family. This award will enable me to remain a member of my CFPC family in the years to come. And I'm very, very pleased to have every member of my first family here to share this honor with me tonight. Thank you.
It is my honor this evening to present honorary membership to another great friend of the College of Family Physicians of Canada. I would ask Dr. Daniel Ostergaard to please rise. Dan Ostergaard is being recognized by our college this evening because of his long-standing friendship and support of the CFPC, his insights and contributions to our highly valued friendship and collaboration with the American Academy of Family Physicians, where Dan has played a leadership role for many years and has linked with our college through that. His leadership in both the American Academy and Worldwide Family Medicine, through his WONCA leadership, the World Organization of Family Doctors, and his extraordinary and enduring personal humanitarian efforts on behalf of family medicine and people in need in under-resourced parts of the world, have made Dan one of our heroes. Daniel Ostergaard became the Vice President for Health of the Public and Interprofessional Activities with the American Academy of Family Physicians in 2011, after having served in a variety of Vice President capacities for the past 29 years. He has responsibilities for health of the public, scientific and research activities of the American Academy, as well as relationships with other medical organizations in the U.S. and abroad. Dr. Ostergaard facilitates the continued development of family medicine throughout the world, coordinating AAFP international activities. He's a member of the World Organization of Family Doctors Executive Committee, WONCA's committee, and serves as the president of WONCA North America, which is our region in Canada. That includes us in that region. In his travels to over 60 countries, he has presented a wide variety of papers and has served in many international consultative capacities. He has numerous publications to his credit and has served as visiting professor in several states. His numerous awards include the 2000 Gabriel Smilkstein Memorial Award of the Society of Teachers of Family Medicine for outstanding contributions to the growth and development of family medicine education throughout the world, and the 2001 AAFP Humanitarian Award honoring his extraordinary and enduring humanitarian efforts both within and beyond the borders of the United States. Dr. Ostergaard has spearheaded a long-standing, strong relationship between the American Academy of Family Physicians and the College of Family Physicians of Canada, marked by annual conjoint meetings between our executive leaders of the two organizations where we share and exchange information related to the challenges facing family medicine and family physicians in our two countries. We've learned immense amounts from one another and continue to do so. We have much in common, although we have two very different healthcare systems, and we have a very strong bond. Something that is key to anything in family medicine, the relationship between patient and doctor, the relationships we have in our own families and with friends. We have that relationship with Dr. Daniel Ostergaard. It's my privilege to ask that honorary membership in the College of Family Physicians of Canada be bestowed upon Dr. Daniel Ostergaard.
What an honor. What an honor. Thank you, and it's especially an honor to have been presented this award by friends with whom we are kindred spirits, both as individuals and as two organizations. As I look at the past presidents here, and as I saw them yesterday, I have had the opportunity to work with every one of them. Ruth, who is with me, my wife Ruth, and I have had an extraordinary opportunity to travel throughout your country. We have probably been to know more parts of your country than most of you. And indeed, our kids have been with us in many of these places, and we have learned so much from you. Our countries are a bit different. I have learned, for example, how community comes together in what you do here. I come from a tradition of American, Western, rugged individualism, and I've learned how important community is here. I have had the opportunity to be in many organizations around the world, as was said, through my work with World WONCA. And I have had the opportunity to work with many executives, national executives, world executives. I've really had the privilege here of working even with Don Rice, whose name has been used today, with Reg Perkin for the entire time of his tenure, from whom I have learned so much. And now from my friend Cal, we are indeed kindred spirits, and we've learned from each other. We're even the same age. And we've done good things together. As I've gone around the world for my work with WONCA, I can say that I've seen many organizations, and I can tell all the new graduates and lifers out there that of all the organizations from whom I would like to receive honorary membership, the College of Family Physicians of Canada is number one. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan. It is my distinct honor to present honorary membership to Dr. Vivian Ramsden. Vivian, could you please rise? Our college is presenting this honor to Vivian Ramsden in recognition of her long-standing commitment and contributions to the discipline of family medicine and family medicine research, her impact as a mentor and role model for medical students, residents, and faculty at the University of Saskatchewan and across the country, and her ongoing leadership in the research activities of the College of Family Physicians. Dr. Ramsden enrolled in the college in 2009 as an associate member. As a registered nurse, she received her PhD in interdisciplinary studies from the University of Saskatchewan. She is currently an associate professor and director of the research division of the Department of Academic Family Medicine at the University of Saskatchewan. Dr. Ramsden's background and experience spans both critical care and acute care settings and primary health care in urban, rural, First Nations, and international communities. Her extensive research interests include primary health care, participatory processes of research and evaluation, and prevention of chronic diseases. Dr. Ramsden spends a portion of each year working with faculty and students at Omayal Ashi College of Nursing in Chennai, India. Vivian is a great example of what the present and future is for us in family medicine. Collaboration with other health professions and leading health professionals, learning together, doing research together, practicing together. We are proud and privileged to welcome Vivian Ramsden as an honorary member in our college, which I ask our president to bestow at this time.
Dr. Gutkin and Bill Yu, Platform Party, honored guests and colleagues. I'm both honored and humbled to receive this prestigious recognition. I swore I wouldn't do this. Honorary membership in the College of Family Physicians of Canada. This would not have been possible without the support of the Executive Committee of the College of Family Physicians, my colleagues in the Department of Academic Family Medicine at the University of Saskatchewan, my research teacher colleagues across the country, and my children. Words seem so inadequate, but please accept my heartfelt thanks for this honor. Merci beaucoup.
When I called Vivian, we had a similar experience. And about 3.5 hours later, when we started to talk again, what I know of Vivian is what makes her so special in terms of how she feels about what she does every day, what she does with her patients, what she does with her research. And I do think, Vivian, from just some of the discussions we've had and some of the things you've expressed, that the fact that this college and Vivian's main area of interest is in the area of research and is involved in our section of researchers, the fact that there is something that we value so much that it's quite apparent Vivian does, and that is this opportunity to work together as part of this college for both family physicians and highly valued health professionals in other areas who have so much to offer to what we're doing is what makes this an emotional thing for all of us. So thank you very much, Vivian. I would now like to ask our President, Dr. Marie-Dominique Beaulieu, and immediate past President, Dr. Sandy Buckman, to come forward as we confer certification and fellowship on this evening's convocants. We will begin. Well, first of all, I'll explain to you what this is. Each of these individuals has successfully demonstrated their understanding of the knowledge, skills, and attitudes which define the specialty of family medicine through residency training or completion of practice-eligible requirements, and the ultimate successful completion of their certification exam in family medicine, and for another group that we will recognize immediately following the certificates in family medicine, those who have demonstrated their competence in the added competency area of emergency medicine. Each of them, as I mentioned earlier this evening, by accepting certification, are also committing to meeting the maintenance of certification requirement of the College of Family Physicians of Canada. So by virtue of the authority vested in you as President and immediate past President, I would ask you to confer certification in family medicine, followed later in the ceremony by the Certificate of Special Competence in Emergency Medicine on the following. The first certificant to be recognized this evening is the recipient of the Irwin Bean Award for achieving the highest standing amongst practice-eligible candidates in the certification exam in family medicine, Dr. Miriam Beebe of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Next is the recipient of the Bob Robertson Award for achieving the highest standing among family medicine residents in the certification and examination of family medicine, Dr. Melissa Welsh of Brighton, Ontario. And we also have with us this evening last year's Bob Robertson Award recipient who was unable to attend the ceremony last year, so we're delighted to be able to recognize her this year, Dr. Mary Beth DeRoche. And next we have the President of the Canadian Association of Interns and Residents, who will be receiving his certification this evening, Dr. Simon Moore. Hussein Abdel Hussein. Anas Abdul Khalik. Hanin Remele. Abbas Adam. Timothy A. Adebisi. Fuad Ahmed. Bedri Ahmed. Tiwagbola Ajazebutu. Reza Akef. Hala Akladios. Juan P. Alas. Yolanda Alcaraz Limcango. Nedalina Alaxiva. Athol Ali. Maliha Alabij. Al Alapio. Emily Almaden Camacho. Quise Al-Shahabi. Tareen Anwar. Nusrat Asif. Imran Atta. Mervat Bakir. Farah Bandukwala. Diane Marie Bedrosian. Jennifer Began. Aaron Beshara. Hitesh Banahabi. Katie Billinghurst. Bassam Bakhtar. Nicholas Brandon. Robert Brooks. Daniel Brown Shrivas. Catherine Burley. Valerie Karaiskos. Mary Yene Cedeno Rojas. Karen Chan. Kelvin Chan. Maria Chow. Barry Stephen Clark. Lynn Cohen. Jacqueline Cooper. Kristen Lee Brianne Creek. Diana Cunningham. Jody Dans. Faranas Daya and her sister Nushin Daya. Mark Dockstetter. Caitlin Dupuis. Saima Hassan. Fadia El Boreki. Teresa Elias. Mohammed El Shatshat. Oluratimi O Fashoratani. Sama Fikri. Matthew Frey. Justine Galarno Girard. Emma Galloway. Dominique Gauthier. Ala Gayed. Congratulations. Meg Gemmel and her father, Ian Gemmel. So just to explain, those who have parents, siblings, other relatives who are already certificates in this college, we invite them to bring them with them on to the platform, and that's the additional honor that you're seeing. Michael Jergis. Yazan Ganem. Shirin Golizade Ahangari. Nazanin Gosi. Adel Fekri Tawadros Jirgis. Imad Fikri Jirgis. Rhythm Gumber. Anna Teresa Hack. Hani Halka. Allison Jacinta Hall. Lori Hamilton. Samim Hanna. Amir Haq. Albert Harmsey. Shabir Hassan. Jeffrey Hesselson. Homa Hormozdi. Diana Shung. Kiran Humayun. Irene Huang. Vladislav Yurasko. Nusrat Jamil. Mule Abdilali Jbala. Sapna Jha. Jarnail Kalsi. Maithi Kapaganthula. Munal Kasem. Anne Kavulu. Dalal Kazanji. Francis M. Keating. Shazia Khan. Aisha Karal. Captain John Kramer. Jennifer Lamb. David Lapierre. Johan Leroux. Vivienne Miriam Lemos. Deva Lunaskas. Esther Jody Lieberman. Stephen Lipare. Ravini Lian Achchi. Darlene Patricia Lower. Brandon Lusher. Natalie Makulian. Sherian Malak Dos. Rita Maliakal. Thomas Mann. Chris Martin. Tara Martin. Masha Mashuf Fard. Vivian Mata. Sophie Maurice. Kevin Mayer.
Husband and wife.
Great.
Thank you. Old people too.
Husband and wife, Jennifer Jacko and Robert McKay. Patrick F. McSherry. Ruxana Mimon. Valerie Mijakovsky. Boutros Mikhail. Lennox Mirander. Mira Mitri. Victor Boawad. Rosemary Okafor. Corrado G. Morana. Andrea Mossman. Oben Mulaja. Ilan Nakim. Teras Nahirni. Sharoff Nijad Ghaffar. Agata Novinka. Olubanmi Olurin. Elsie Osaji. Wahid Pabani. Beata Patasi. Jana Patenod. Rosemary Patry. Isan Kasim Peer. Jishan Persad. Susan Peters. Shauna Day Phillips. Anna Picos. Sylvia Pilon. Maria de Los Angeles Pineda. Bilquis Qureshi. Katayun Ranavardi. Behi Resi. Sobia Imran Rajput. Shibana Rana. Dmitry Renev. Mazin Rassam. Kate Reeve. Katerina Riskis. Luigi Ricciardi. Carlos Rubio Reyes. Raj Ruparelia and his sister Mira Ruparelia. Carlos Salgado. Leila Sami. Beverly Saul Duke. Tatiana Salianina. Mohammed Shamsuzan. Shireen Sidom. Inderjeet Singh. Tharsika Siva. Krista Saint-Amand. Stephanie Steele. Hao Sun. Alina Chiota Tomsa. Philip Sang. Eric Vanderlind. Manisha Verma. Ratanjit Vig. Murkas Wasef. Naji Samir Wasef. How are you? Eugenie Waters. Andrea Alice White. Damien Vijay Singh. Colin Wilson. Stephen Wright. Yan Wu. Keith Wycliffe Jones. Saad Yassin. Mirnaz Yousefi. Chun Ming Yu. Horace Yu. Jehan Zaib. Fozaya Zakaria. Jenna Zakari and her father, Murad Zakari. Tanya Zakem. Salma Zaki. Zainab Ziada. The following are those who are receiving certificates of special competence in emergency medicine. Bassam Golam. Mary DePoras Ilo. And her sister, Mary Angeli Izayanye. Saeed Jabbar and his wife, Wasan Al-Shar. Jeffrey S. Remington. Megan Reynolds. Jennifer L. Wilson. Yashi Kala Yathindra. Madame la Présidente et Monsieur le Président, I invite you to confer in absentia certification in family medicine or the certificate of special competence in emergency medicine on those members entitled to this designation listed in the Convocation program but unable to be here this evening. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. Join me in congratulating all of our new certificates in family medicine and in emergency medicine. You guys need a break of any kind? Are you okay? We're good. Good, okay. Madame la Présidente, j'ai maintenant l'honneur de vous présenter les membres du Collège des médecins de famille du Canada qui ont satisfait aux exigences de la catégorie Fellow telles que stipulées dans les règlements du Collège. Fellowship is awarded to certificants of our college who have held certification and met all requirements of maintenance of certification and eligibility for fellowship for 10 consecutive years, including completion of 2 consecutive five-year main pro cycles, including meeting the requirement for main pro C credits in each of these 2 cycles. So again, this reinforces if you maintain what you're doing, just think of it. You could be back here again, lining up again, getting your picture taken, having throngs of people celebrating you. By virtue of the authority vested in you as presidents, I would ask you to confer fellowship in the College of Family Physicians of Canada on the following members. Viola Antayo. Amani Atala. Raid Azer. Neil Beluzzo. Glenn R. Campbell. Anil Kumar S. Chetimada. Jan Kutsi. Frank Estee. Trina Green. Geeta Gupta. Hani Samir Ibrahim. MHM Irfan. Abwel Gassim Izeldin. Veronica D. Koopmans. Excellent. It's good to see you here. Johan Nicholas Creel. Michelle Levy. Mabel Mack. Olamudi Makindi. Carolyn Malik. Geneviève Ostigi. Wishi Pang. Jennifer Potter. Farah Tabassum. Joshua David Tepper. Janet Tutusis. Madame et Monsieur les Présidents, I invite you to confer in absentia fellowship in the College of Family Physicians of Canada on those members entitled to this designation listed in the program but unable to be here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating our new fellows in the College of Family Physicians of Canada. Madame la Présidente et Monsieur le Président, I now have the honor to present to you those members of the College of Family Physicians of Canada who've met the requirements for life membership as set out in the bylaws of our college. Life membership is bestowed upon those members who have been college members in good standing, met all of our requirements for at least 10 consecutive years, leading to their having reached the age of 70. Donald Craswell. Congratulations. James Edney. And his wife, Dr. Rachel Edney. Norman Fox. Gary Gerben. Mukhtar Haidar. Congratulations. How are you? I just need one of them. Owen Peter Hughes. Thank you. Congratulations, Andre. Andre Hurtubise. Stanley Lofsky. Congratulations. Thank you, John T. Luce. Thank you. D.A. McElwain. Okay. Nimi Pillay. Congratulations. Noel A. Rosen. Peter Roofer. Congratulations. Herbert Sachs. Dariush Sadri. Kulraj Mohinder Singh.
Congratulations.
Gabriel Slowey. Michael J. Sobolov. John R. Swain. Roger Thomas. Murray Trussler. Thank you. J. David Van Loon. J. Tinny Van Schuer. Good. How you doing? Philip G. Winkler. Madame la Présidente et Monsieur le Président, I invite you to confer in absentia life membership on those members entitled to this designation listed in the program but unable to be here with us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating our new life members of the College of Family Physicians. And I think a special hand for our two presidents who stood here for a long time. And I say the same thing to you. Thank you so much for being such a great audience while we take the time to actually recognize each individual who is here with us this evening. We've always thought over the years that although it takes a bit of time, it's time worth it. We want to recognize each of you who are here with us to celebrate you being part of the college in this way. I'd also like to thank all of our staff at the college who have organized this entire week of Family Medicine Forum and this convocation and the party that's about to follow. Would the staff who are here with us this evening please rise to be acknowledged by our audience here tonight? So we now invite all of you to follow after our platform party and our convocants leave. We'll be piped out again. You have enough breath? Okay, he's ready. We invite you all to join us for the celebration in the room next door here in Hall G. We're going to have a great time. We have a band called Spice of Life, which basically, Slice of Life or Spice of Life? Which is it? Slice of Life. Slice of Life, right. Spice of bread and slice of life. We have a great band here this evening, and I should know their name well because we know them well. They are a band that is primarily family doctors. Family doctors from here in Ontario, the lead singer, the band. So join us there for a rockin' good time. Celebrate being certificates, fellows, life members, and just members of this college and family doctors in this country with your families, with your friends. That's what it's all about. Have a great time. Thank you all very much.